What's up, everyone? CryptoSavy here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin. I am running short on time today, so we're going to take a quick look. We're in a critical area. We're going to take a look at both the bearish and the bullish case scenarios. Stick around. Should be a good video, guys. All right, guys, as always, I want to remind you, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. There is a disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Read it and realize this is my opinion. It doesn't have to be yours. All right, looking at Crypto Fear and Greed Index, we have raised 4 points from yesterday. So people are getting a little more comfortable, a little more bullish sentiment in the air. We are making some bullish formations, but we also are showing some bearish stuff, and I'm going to take a look at both of them. Let's take a look at the longs versus short. On Bitfinex, BitMEX, and Binance, total is 63.43% longs, 36.57% shorts. The longs over on Bitfinex are still at 90%, crazy as it is. Let's take a look at Bitcoin on the monthly. So looking on the monthly, still in this formation, guys. Volume still declining while we're in the formation. We are getting support above the 8 EMA right now, which is around the $8,000 range. Will it hold? This is the monthly, so we still have quite a bit of time left in the month. Let's go over to the weekly. And as you guys know, if you're wondering what these targets are here, go ahead and go back to yesterday's video. I explained it in there. I just want to take a quick look at what's going on the weekly. So as of right now, we got rejected at the 21 EMA. We're getting support by the 13, and the 13's around the 8,000. If the 8,000 breaks, our next stop's going to be looking at 78, maybe 77, and I will show you why. We also have... Here's the bearish case scenario, guys. If we don't break up and out of this, the bearish case scenario is $54 range or $5,400 range, which is at the 0.786. And then I also have a long-term trend line down here drawn off of these wicks. And it also matches up at the bottom of this downward support at 4,900. That would be the absolute worst case scenario, guys, in my opinion. Let's look at the RSI. The RSI is looking good. As you guys know, I said if we broke out of this on the weekly, remained above it, we would be bullish. We did close above it. Now, question is, do we come back down and retest this, which happens an awful lot when we break out of channels? We have broken out. Now, the bearish case is not the, it's more of a short-term bearish case, and we're going to take a look at that in a second. What I'm more leaning towards, even though we could go up from here, you can keep that in mind, but we could come down and test this. But I want to show you the red line here, which is a support and resistance line that's been pretty significant throughout the past. And this is COINBASE, so I don't have the data back here, but we did capitulate and go under it back in the 2013 bear market, or 14, and we came back up in 2015, broke above it, came back down, tested it for support, and then that was the beginning of our bull run to 2017 all-time high. 2018, we capitulated through it, broke back up in 2019, came back down and tested it again. And I do believe since we've broken out of this falling channel, like I said, we could come back down, retest it one more time. But I do think that the low is in my opinion. But we still do have those lower targets if we break critical areas. Now I want to take a look at the daily, and I'll pull up the EMAs too in a minute. I just want to look at this real quick and show you what I'm looking at in the daily, and then we'll go down to the 4-hour and kind of look at some targets in there. So on the daily, as you can see, well, let's do this. So you guys know how I get it. This is the Fibonacci retracement, and I took from the swing low to the swing high, and we've been playing around in this golden pocket area. We did dip below it, and this is where I believe was the bottom, guys. In my opinion, and I've explained that in videos that I believe this was a stop point right here. But There is the 0.786 down here, which is a possibility that we drop down here to test the 0.786. That would be the bearish case. But I do have a short-term bearish case that's still bullish. So let's take a look at that. First of all, if we take a look at where we're at right now, and I'm looking at this right here as a falling channel, with this being the support, this being the resistance, the two thin white lines, and the measured move from where we broke out of that, guys, is $9,000, around $9,100, and we could be going that way if we break bullish here, break above this trend line, come back down, test it for support. It is a possibility. If we do get up there and that was to break, which is pretty unlikely, but if it was to happen, the target would be around 10,800. But now let's look at the bearish case scenario. I'm going to leave this up here. First, I'll show you too how we would get up there. And the first, let me get this over here. So looking at this as a bull flag here, and if we took a measured move of that, we would measure the length of the flag, and that also gets us up to the $9,090 range. And if we were to take the measurement, if we broke down, that would get us around the 7,100 range. But keep in mind, this 0.618 right here is a 7222, and that'll also make more sense when I get over to the 4-hour chart. But I do have this as where I believe we're most likely to test the 7480, and I'll show you why in a minute. Let's take a look at I'm going to bring the EMAs up here and look at them in the daily, because they do look bullish, and I just want to show you guys that. So if you look at the EMAs in here, let me get this out of the way now. The EMAs are trying to cross bullish. The 21 has crossed the 55. That's super bullish, guys. But it doesn't mean we can't dip down first. I know a lot of people are looking at this as a bull flag here. Quite possible, but as of right now, that's not what I'm looking at. I do believe if we do break up, we're probably going to get rejected here, because I think we need to retest this area. And like I said, I will show you why in the 4-hour, but I also want to point out here, we had broken out of this red falling channel. Let me zoom in. Broken out of this red falling channel right here. We also have this rising channel in white, and we have already hit the resistance on the top and are coming down. I think we're most likely going to retest the top of this before continuing up, if not breaking down and doing the bearish case scenario. But let's look at the 4-hour now. I want to remind you guys, the affiliate links down below really help the channel out. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave your comments down below. That'll also get you entered to win a free t-shirt on Sunday's video. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed, hit the thumbs up, tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos, and smash those likes, guys. So anyways, all right, I showed this. Whoa, what is going on over here with all that? No idea. Anyways, I'll keep that off of there. Let's look at the 4-hour. So in the 4-hour, been looking at this as a possible rising wedge. I think I'm in the wrong. There it is. There we go. Sorry about that. Much better. Let's look at the 4-hour. And as you can see, the same targets in here. I do have a target at the 85.29 in here, and that is looking, we're going to start, you know what, let's start with the smaller targets. Right here, looking at this as a flag forming, if we were to break up past the 8,200 range, actually, yeah, about 8,250. If we were to break up above that, I would be looking for the 8,500 range. And if we break down here, I would be looking for at least the 7,700. Now zoom in so you can see that. Right here, we have tested that and got support. If this does break, I am looking for that 7,700 area. And the reason I'm bearish, guys, I'll show you real quick. This right here, I look at as an ABC correction off of this move. And that's the bottom support line of this rising wedge. If we take, I'll get this out of the way for a minute. If we were to take the Fibonacci retracement and go from the swing low to the swing high, and I'll show you where that's at, guys. Dang it. We came down to the 0.618 Fibonacci as a retracement of that right here, right? Now let's go to, get this off there. So if we take a measured move from this top, I'm sorry, not a measured move. If we take the Fibonacci extension, go from this swing high to this swing low, we came up tagged a 0.786 here, which is a sorry if this is taking long. I'm trying to explain it the best I can for you guys. So if we go take the Fibonacci extension tool and go from, whoops. You start off up here from the swing high, go to, this would be A, B, C, and we came to the 1-to-1 extension. And that's why I have the ABC in here. And that's what I think is most likely what we're going to see up here. And I'll show you, it is measuring out to be the same way. And reason being, let's take the retracement and go from this swing high up here to the swing low. And we came up and tagged a 0.786 perfectly up here. So I do believe this is a B, and then a C. And I'll take the Fibonacci extension tool, and we'll go from the swing high up here to what I believe to be the A down here, up to the B. And the 1-to-1 extension is the 74.99. And what I have here, you can see, if I take the bottom of the falling wedge away, I cloned this line up here. I can get rid of that now. This is the 1-to-1 extension. So I cloned this line up here and brought it down, and that would line up with the 7,500 off this wick here, the 7,500 retracement, which I do believe is possible, guys, if we don't get a bounce at the 77. And if we do get a bounce at the 77, let's take a look at that real quick. I'm going to put a trend line across here. What we could form is something like this. This is just stuff to watch out for, guys, that I'm seeing. You know, we could see that. And then obviously a descending triangle is bearish. So what would the measured move of that be? We would take the widest point of the triangle, move it over to where we would break down, and that would be around the 6,900 range, guys. So keep that in mind. If we do get a bounce to 7,700 and come up and test the range of the 8,100 again before continuing down, we will be keeping an eye on it. A reminder, I do I do daily updates every single day. So yeah, let's look at that. That ABC, as you can see, it would be within this rising channel. There's other bearish targets here too, guys. Looking at that as a channel, if we did a measured move of the break of that, measure the width of the channel to, say, if 7,400 broke, would be looking at the $6,100 range. Now, if we bring this back up where it touched off of these two wicks here, this resistance line, we also had a target of 72.25, which is the 0.618 retracement. Remember that. And then if we take a measured move, if we were to break down from the 75, I would be looking for the 72 to hold because of the 0.618. If that did not hold, this would bring us down to this $5,500 range, which could ultimately lead to the 0.786. Now keep in mind, a rising wedge like this, rising broadening wedge, typically is bearish. But like I said, this could be just a rising channel. We'll know once if we get a bounce off the 75, if we even get down that low, because remember, the 7,700 is going to be support. I know we have a gap down here to fill, and I think it's around 75 something. I'm not 100% sure, but I know a lot of people talk about it. I do say a lot that gaps don't have to be filled, which they don't. But it seems like they always doing this, but I still stand by that one of these gaps will probably not fill and making people that are waiting for it FOMO in eventually. Just my theory. But anyways, I appreciate you guys tuning in. That's what I'm looking at today. So the key here is if we break above the 82.15, 82.50 area, we're most likely headed to at least the 85. And if we break below 8,000 again, we're probably headed towards the 7,700 range to test that again. I'm sure we'll get a bounce here, but I don't know for sure if that's going to hold. I mean, nobody knows anything for sure in the market, but I'm pretty sure we'll at least get a bounce here because a lot of people know that's heavy support. As you can see across here, it was old resistance, become new support, but we'll see what happens. Just keep an eye on those areas. Like I said, as of right now, on this 4-hour candle, we'd be looking at around a break of around 8,000. And if we were to move up, a break of around 82 to 82.50, somewhere in there. Draw the trend lines on your chart if you haven't already. Let's look at the RSIs now in the 4-hour. And as you can see, we were holding above all the EMAs up here. You see this. I'm going to make this line a little bit thinner. There we go. All right, so as you can see, we've broken down below them. The EMAs are starting to turn bearish here. If we can't get back above this $8,100 range, which is the 8 EMA, then we're most likely going to break this support here. And if we do, you know, we're headed down to, like I said, around that 7,700 at least. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you smash the likes, leave your comment down below. Also hit the subscribe button at the CryptoSavy logo above my head. That will get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. And guys, check your notifications. Make sure they're on. I know a lot of people said they have to keep turning it on. So check it out. Thanks for watching. I'm out.